So in our previous video, we have seen how to store and get the string using the shared preference helper class that we have created. Here is the class, okay, where we are having three types of methods, that is set string, get string, and remove string, among which we have used only two of them. So for now, everything looks good. We have already tested these methods by storing some data in the form of string, just some rough data like a sentence and a simple key to store and access the data. So we were successful in that. You have seen the sentence was getting printed in the log by getting the information that is stored using shared preference helper. If you have not seen the video, I'm gonna tag it right up there. You can go and watch the video. Okay, now next what we need to do is, in our recycler view, we want to store and retrieve the data both using set preference helper and show it into the recycler view. So for that, what we need is some kind of trick in the sense, because we are storing a list of information into a shared preference, and that too in a string. How can we do it? Okay, let's see. uh, in the recycler view, let's go to the recycler view. Here in the recycler view items, we are storing everything as a string, but before showing it to the recycler view, what we have is list of string, and here in main activity we are creating an array list of string. So this array list can be helpful. Let me show you how. So I will remove this part because we don't really need it now, and this part as well, of course we don't need it. I will uncomment this. So first of all, what we need to do is we need to take the items from the user on button click, and at the same time we have to store and show the string into the recycler view and store into the shared preference as well. And for that, first of all, let's say let's remove this. I think these things are good, but we will remove this from here, and we will create one method. Let's say private method, and let's name it store, and let's name it show and store data, and we will call it from here. Okay, and this is I'm doing it like this so that it can be more visible to you guys what exactly is happening in a more cleaner way. So we will paste the code over here. Here it says some kind of error. Why? Because of this, we have not declared it as a global value, so let's do that. Late init var, and what's the type? Edit text. Okay, and there is one more, that is RB adapter. Let's remove this and late init var rv adapter, and we are good to go. Now this will work freely. Okay, here what we will do is we are already adding item into the recycler view list. Okay, the array list, I mean, and putting it into the rv adapter means it's already added here, I know. And when we are adding it into the list, it's already going to the rv adapter as well. And when we are notifying it, the rv adapter gets aware that an item is already added, and it refreshes the recycler view and the screen at the same time and clears the edit text. Very simple. And along with this thing, we need to do two more things, that is conversion and storing and getting data. So let's do it. Okay, so let's create a method that will convert the array list into the string before we store into the shared preference, and we will make it a private method. Let's call it array list to string. Very simple. And complete it with braces. Here we will take array list. Let's name it al array list of string, and we will return string to it. Very simple. Now let's return a string, and we will start with al means array list to string. It's already returning the string, but there is one problem. The problem is the conversion of an array list using this toString adds this square brackets around them, and we should remove it. We can also store along with it, but I think it would be better if we remove them. So let's use remove surrounding. Let's say prefix and suffix as this square brackets. Okay, so right now what will happen is whatever list items are gonna be, they all are gonna be separated with one single comma between each of them, and this square brackets are gonna be removed that we have added as prefix and suffix, so that we will have a clean string only with commas. And I think that would be a good practice to store only string. Let's move ahead. Here in our show and store data, what we will do is at the end here we will convert. Wait, we will first take the shared preference helper, and we will say set string. Let's give it a name. I will create it as a global variable. So and we will keep it private. Let's call it list item key, and we will call it the same list item key. Looks good. Now here we will use that key, list item key. We will use it to set, get and remove string of the shared preference, and we will provide the value. How we will provide the value? We will use this method to convert array to string, and we will provide the array list that is already being created. And what will happen is this array list to string function is gonna convert our array list of items object into a simple string, and that string is gonna be stored into the shared preference with the help of this key that we have already created. And we will use this same key to fetch the data that is already stored. And I think we are already storing the data, but every time we are adding something, we need to check if there is any data already existing into the list or not, so that we can perform the operation accordingly. So for that, here we will create, first of all we will create an object. Let's say string of list, okay, and shared preference dot get string, and we will use that key, list item key, and this will store the data inside this string of list variable in the form of string that is already stored. Let's check out if string of list is not equal to null, and string of list is not empty, okay, we have merged both null or empty. If it is not, then here one operation is gonna be performed, that is the item that is taken from the edit text, the edit text that we have here. We will take one variable of this edit text here, okay, and we will add, okay. So before we do anything further, first of all, the already stored data should be converted in case if it is not null. So we'll convert with a function. Let's create the function. Let's name it string to array list. Very simple. We will return an array list here of string. I think that should look good. Here what we will do is we will take a parameter, let's say string, and that string is gonna be used as split with comma and space, and then map it dot to trim. I will explain you, don't worry, as array list of string. So our conversion method is ready. What's happening here is very simple. Let me just take it one step down to make it more simple for you guys. Okay, here the string to array list method is gonna receive a string as a parameter, and the same string is gonna used here to split each and every word with the similar comma and space combination. It should be together, comma and space, only then it will be splitting each and every um, word that is inside the string, and it will create a list of string with each and every index position, and that same is going to be converted into the map format, and that map will check each and everything and trim each and every word if there is any remaining uh, space or any garbage value that is around the word. Let me show you this map. See, it's returning a list, okay, and that same list is gonna be converted into array list because we are making it as array list of string, and the same is gonna be returned. Okay, so let's do it here. String dot sorry string to array list, string of list, very simple, and let's store it in a value, new list of items. Okay, this new list is being created, and let's say before this item is added, which is the added text into the list item, the list of items is gonna have the data that is already stored. Let's show it here. Dot add all and new list of items. So here it's already added, and now what we are doing is already added list item is gonna add one more item at the end, that is added text, and the same is already inserted into the RV adapter object previously in our on create, that is here you can see, and in the next stage it will be informing with the total number of size with okay, let's say here I will remove it and I will make it notify dataset change. There is a reason why I'm doing this. See, what is happening here is, first of all, we are taking the list in the form of string and converting and adding into the list of item object that we have globally kept and already added into the RV adapter, and a big amount of list items are already added into the list, so we cannot just be particular at one position that an item is inserted into one single index number. So we need to refresh the whole recycler view in this case. That's why we need to use this particular formula, that is notify dataset change, even though we don't have any other option in this particular scenario. I think here we are not missing out anything. In the next stage, after showing the data, what it will do is it will store the data. Let's do one more practice, that is shared preference. Wait, okay, let's do that thing over here, that is shared preference helper dot set, not set, actually we will remove the key value. Okay, so we will just clear the data that is already stored. Exactly right after fetching the data over here, we are already getting the data and have already stored into the object. So we are removing the data before storing further over here. Why this is good is because we can uh, avoid further any kind of confusion. Here you would be able to clearly understand that the data is already cleared, that is already stored, and a fresh data is gonna be saved or stored. Let's see how our code is gonna react. Hopefully everything will work fine. It's running, and let me open the AVD. Okay, so our app is running here. Let's cross the fingers. Hopefully everything will work. Just kidding, guys. Okay, here let's type apple. Let's type banana. Okay. Something is wrong over here. Let's type one more thing, orange. Okay. Okay, so we are actually adding the list item again and again. That's what is happening. We will work on it, but don't worry. Let's test if we have already saved our data or not. We have exit the application. Let's open it again. Yep, we have already saved it. One mistake I am doing right here is that we are not calling anything so that it will be showing when the application is created. So we will solve this issue by getting the data first of all. Okay, we will see this in the next video. This is going to be very simple, don't worry. Right now what is happening is, see, this app is open and you are not able to see anything is because it's not calling anything to fetch the data and show it into the recycler view. And on the button click, that is actually happening. You can see it here. And the main reason behind it is that we are not calling anything on the onCreate method. We will do it in the next video. Right now, I think this is enough. I think you can see that the system is already working, but not as intended. There are some bugs we will fix. Of course, when we are developing an application, we have bugs, and this is how it's going to be fixed. So we will see that in our next video.